Oh, that was bad, United fans. That was very, very bad. Oh my word. Probably the worst first half I've watched of Manchester United ever. No intensity, no crowd involvement, no passes strung together. It was almost like an away game where you're just getting battered all over the pitch. Coupled with the fact that Xerxes got subbed at before half time as well, it was absolutely atrocious. And it worried me. It really, really worried me. And I know I put in the title, Ruben Amorim worries me. And I want to start there. There's a simple reason why he worries me. And okay, we get it, you have a system. 3-4-3, yes, that is the main goal. But what Ruben Amorim has kind of said in his interview, saying, if I do not stick with this 3-4-3, then I'm dead as a coach. No, it's not true. I'm going to say something now. Is anybody going to batter Ruben Amorim if he changes formation? Is anybody going to say, ha ha ha, Ruben Amorim, you've changed formation, you don't believe in your fundamentals? No, nobody's going to say that. If you've got to change the system a little bit, play 4-3-2-1, play 4-2-3-1, whatever it is, 4-3-3, change it. Get results on the board and then have your formation as the end goal of the team and the base of recruitment. Mikel Arteta, I'm an Arsenal fan, I've said it many times. Mikel Arteta, when he came in, we knew his idea long term was to play 4-3-3 with one defensive midfielder and two number 8s just in front of him. But before we went to that 4-3-3, guess what happened? We had 3-4-3. We won the FA Cup, Arsenal, playing 3-4-3. We played Aubameyang through the centre. We had wing backs, Tierney. We had Maitland-Niles at wing back as well. We had two players in the middle. See, that is the opposite way of doing it. Mikel Arteta started with 3-4-3. Did we ever, shout at him saying, oh, you came here and you started with 4-2-3-1. Why have you not, sort of stuck with it, sorry, or 4-3-3, sorry. We didn't. We said, okay, you're doing this formation because it suits the profile of players we've got and it suits the way of getting results in the now. We know we're going to sign players that are going to eventually fit the 4-3-3, but for now, let's just do what we have and make do. We want to, an FA Cup with that way. Ruben Amorim is just sticking with this 3-4-3 and he's just battering every single week. It really, really is. You haven't got the energetic midfielders for it. You haven't got the players who are able to make the most of the wing backs. You haven't got forwards who are ready to run those channels many times. I know Højlund does run those channels, but he doesn't do it enough times for the formation to work. You've got players in behind the number 9 in those 2 10s, unable to do anything. Joshua Xerxes was subbed before half time. Absolutely insane. And the Old Trafford crowd, they were clapping, they were jeering, they were excited. That is just absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. I'm all for players, getting their stick when they're not doing their job. But a new signing, he's been here for 5 months. It was an awful, awful moment. I almost felt sorry for him, It's not good to be subbed off. It could have been anyone. It could have been Højlund, you come off. It could have been Ahmad, who I think was, atrocious today. Let's be honest. Ahmad was really, really poor. His loose touches everywhere. We know he's a special player. He's got the talent, but he was very, very poor. It could have been him coming up. It could have been Ericsson coming off. It could have been anyone, and the reception the player in Xerxes got, it wasn't good at all. And it kind of just shows where United are at the minute. And do I trust Ratcliffe? Do I trust Ineos to take United out of this dip into this hole? No. I simply do not. I do not at all trust them. I'm sorry. They're cutting costs. They're cutting costs of the legends. There was Nice fans. I saw it on Twitter. They were like, good luck, Manchester United. You have to deal with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We had a horrible time with him. It speaks volumes when other clubs are almost there. Even on the F1 side of things, I think Ineos were dealing with Mercedes. They eventually cut the partnership. They cut the partnership completely. And there's a reason for that. They just simply didn't have the they didn't do their promises, sorry. They never did their promises. They put empty promises out there and never fulfill them. If that happens with Ruben Amorim is not going to last whatsoever. He's not. He's going to be hung out for dry. He's going to be, it's almost like the ground is swallowing him up, Never in my time of watching Ruben Amorim as a manager, I've watched many of his games, have I seen him so depleted, so sort of, it was just sinking into the ground. He really was sinking into the ground. And when you see that, it's a horrible moment. He's 39 years old. He's a young manager. He's won stuff before, but this is a big job. It is not just a managerial issue. I know Ten Hag was awful. It is more than just a managerial issue. It is more than that. It's got to be the bottom of the club, the top of the club, whoever it is, everything needs a massive, massive rejig. You know, we can talk about a massive, massive rebuild, but are we rebuilding the things that have been issues backstage? We will never know. And until those backstage issues are sort of fixed, it's going to be the same cycle over and over again. You know, I'm even seeing United fans on Twitter coming for Garnacho in a 20-minute cameo. Yes, Garnacho may not be the sort of player you want him to be, but again, you know, we're picking the wrong things to sort of criticize. We're picking the wrong things. We've got to be criticizing the right things. If United fans came together and criticized the right things, there wouldn't be as much of an issue or as much problems, because everybody would be on the same page. Everybody would realize there would be sort of the abuse wouldn't be going to the wrong people. But again, it is hard. It is a really, really tough period for Manchester United. Liverpool next away at Anfield, probably the worst possible game you could have. High-flying Liverpool. But United, you know, they're on this sort of run where they could just sort of surprise you. They may go there and get a point. We didn't expect them to win the Manchester derby. They did it. So let's just keep the faith. Amorim is the man for the job. Get to the summer, get the proper rebuild done, fix the backstage issues, and things may start to look forward. But until next time, peace.